Granny Marvis Part 2. Okay. So Granny Marvis died, but she didn't completely die. She turned into a zombie. So she climbed out of her grave, grave, where people die, grave. So she climbed out of her grave and she was fatter than ever. The alien sent her to a new planet called the Afterlife. The Afterlife was a bad planet. All the zombies were there, but she was the fattest. She was fatter than Queso. I couldn't believe her. She was fatter than the world. I couldn't believe it. But sadly, the children died early. Her children died early. She had children. They died early. And then, guess what happened? Guess what happened? So, instead of just letting her children be another person, they met up and had fun. They did all the activities together. They did everything. But one day, the most terrible thing ever happened. She stepped on her child, and the child sadly passed away into heaven. She was very sad. She was just 1 when she did this. Okay, so she's 5 now. She's 5 years old, right? 5. Isn't that a normal age? That's a normal age for toddlers or whatever, or children. She was 5 years old. She actually still had to eat 7 cheeseburgers, but sadly she couldn't get Big Macs, and instead of Big Macs she got zombie burgers with rotten rat organs. It was nasty. And sometimes even rotten pig organs. So that's what she had to eat every 5 minutes. First, she threw up. But after a while, she got used to it. And she didn't throw up. She's 10 now. She's 10 years old. She's just turned double digit in her second life ever. And when she was 10, she had to eat, instead of 7 cheeseburgers, she had to eat 10 cheeseburgers every single 2 minutes or so. So after 2 minutes, she had to eat 10 cheeseburgers, which was absolutely horrid. So she basically lived in Zombie Donald's. Let's just call it Zombie Donald's. I don't know what else to call it. There were always loads of zombies. But she was so fat, she had to eat outside because she couldn't fit in the McDonald's. And no offence, but imagine a human being there and seeing a gigantic zombie with a belly bigger than the Eiffel Tower. Even the Eiffel Tower has to look up to see her. The Eiffel Tower isn't as big as her toe. That's how big she is. So, she was that big. She turned 13. She was in her teenagers as being a zombie. She went to high school, but it didn't really work out. She got bullied a lot. Let's just say bullied by another zombies. They're like, "You're so fat. You're so fat. Even I have to look up to you. You're so dumb." It was super annoying for her and hard. She couldn't do anything without getting bullied. But she got past it. She turned 17. She passed her driving license. She got her driving license, right? She got her driving license and she learned how to drive. But her car was 10 times bigger than all the rest. She got her own custom road where all the fat ones would go. So that's where she drove. And she had to eat, and she got a new favourite food. Cheesy lasagna, her absolute favourite. Instead of cheeseburgers, she ate 10 lasagnas. I don't know how she survived, but her body just got used to it and said, okay, let's replace this with the cheeseburgers. She absolutely loved it. She enjoyed it so much. I'm telling you, so much. She even would pay triple the price to get lasagna. She didn't care about the price. And let me tell you something. She wasn't a very unhealthy person because she didn't drink any soda in her life. She never tried it. She never smoked a cigarette. She never vaped. She was very healthy. And her favourite thing to do was go for a walk. But she did get stopped by some teenagers like, "Ooh, why you stay fat, you loser?" Okay. So she turned 20. She randomly gave birth to children when she didn't even have a husband. I don't know how that works. She had 2 children to look after. They were very fat. Very fat. Okay, so she turned 50. She was getting old. Very old. She gained fatter. Instead of an earthquake 20 magnitude, an earthquake 100 googolplex happened, which basically just put a gigantic crack inside of the earth where people could fall down and die. It wasn't very good for the people. The people were absolutely terrified if she ever took a step. That's why she spent most of her time on a wheelchair. I mean, I would too. I wouldn't want every time I step in an earthquake like 100 googolplex happening. Imagine just stepping and then earthquake 100 googolplex happen. So she turned 80. She was ready to die. She died, sadly. Her children were devastated. Everyone was happy apart from her children. But her grave was bigger than a house. So rest in peace, Granny Marvis. Okay, so if you enjoyed the Granny Marvis story part 2, then please consider liking and subscribing, or commenting or liking, whatever. And share it if you really want to. And I hope you have a great day. Peace out. Have a good day.